There Will Be Blood, one of these impressive films that everybody's amazed about and is actually quite unpleasant. And as often with these classics, there's something very strange about it, which in this case is how integral the soundtrack is to the storytelling. I found that very interesting. In fact, I couldn't even imagine how you'd write the script without having the soundtrack in mind. So that was fascinating for that. For the rest of it though, it just wasn't edited very well, it wasn't very tight, and that's why it's such a long film. Now there's not much of a story here, it's more of a character study, that's fair enough, and it was about the right length for what it was trying to do, but it just did not pack enough in, and you don't get to see enough of these characters, or they come across as not being very deep. And one example of this is there's a particular thing which a lot of people are arguing about, whether it's one thing or the other, and there is not enough in the film to decide it. I mean, there's one word in the final scene that I think decides it, but it's ambiguous. I don't think that's intentional. There's just not enough stuff. Now, perhaps I'm being a bit too hard on it for the length, because I did, after all, see it on an empty stomach, which is always a mistake with a long film like this. And there is some really good storytelling stuff, like the way it interacts with the soundtrack, and there's also a lot of the good old-fashioned show, don't tell. And loads of other aspects of the film are obviously top-notch, and I'm sure it deserves lots of these Oscar nominations that it's getting. At the end of the day, it just comes across to me like a rather flawed classic.